Good evening, I'm Roger, and welcome to NFL Trending. Tonight's top story comes straight from one of the biggest personalities in football, Coach Prime himself, Deion Sanders. Known for his charisma, honesty, and unfiltered opinions, Sanders dropped what many are calling a spicy truth nugget about his son, Shedeur Sanders, and the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a headline that has fans buzzing, analysts debating, and social media lighting up. Let's break it down. Deion Sanders is never shy about speaking his mind, and this time, his comments connected two fascinating storylines: Shedeur's ongoing rise as a young quarterback and the Philadelphia Eagles' current place in the NFL landscape. The backdrop here is the growing speculation about where Shedeur could eventually fit in the NFL, and Deion's remarks didn't just fuel that conversation, they ignited it. According to Sanders, Shedeur has the poise, the skill, and the leadership that could make him successful in almost any system. But when asked about how his son would fare against elite defenses, Deion pointed straight toward the Philadelphia Eagles, praising their physicality while simultaneously suggesting that Shedeur's style would force even a defense like Philly's to adjust. His exact words carried weight, and while he didn't predict outcomes, his confidence in Shedeur was loud and clear. This wasn't just a father hyping his son. It was Deion, the Hall of Famer, the competitor, and the coach, making a statement about the trajectory of one of the most talked about college quarterbacks in America. The NFL world is taking notice. Scouts, analysts, and fans are now debating whether Shedeur has the skill set to truly thrive at the next level, and whether he could one day measure up against powerhouse defenses like the Eagles. To understand why these comments matter, let's first talk about Shedeur Sanders himself. At Colorado, Shedeur has displayed maturity beyond his years. His decision-making, pocket presence, and accuracy have made him one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the college game. He doesn't just rely on athleticism. He dissects defenses, spreads the ball around, and knows when to take shots down the field. These are traits NFL teams desperately covet. Now let's pivot to the Philadelphia Eagles. In recent years, Philly has built its identity around dominance in the trenches. Their defensive front, led by stars like Haason Reddick, Jordan Davis, and Jalen Carter, is built to overwhelm quarterbacks. Add to that an aggressive secondary and a physical style of play, and you have one of the most complete defenses in football. When Deion Sanders referenced the Eagles, he wasn't picking a random team. He chose the standard. So what happens when confidence meets reality? If Shedeur eventually enters the NFL draft, and if he lands in a position to face teams like Philadelphia, the spotlight will be enormous. Deion's remarks essentially threw down a challenge, not just to Shedeur's future opponents, but to the narrative that young quarterbacks struggle against dominant defensive units. Let's look deeper into the ripple effect. On one side, Eagles fans took Deion's words as bold, maybe even dismissive of just how tough it is to play against Philly's defense. Social media posts poured in, with fans reminding everyone of how even elite quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen have struggled at times against the Eagles. On the other side, Shedeur supporters rallied behind the comments, seeing it as yet another example of the confidence and belief that defines the Sanders family. But this story isn't just about bravado. It's about timing. Shedeur Sanders is on the cusp of what could be a career-defining year in college football. His draft stock is climbing, and NFL teams are keeping close watch. If he continues to shine at Colorado, he could be a top pick, entering the league with both expectations and the burden of living up to his father's words. Deion knows this. And that's why his comments are more than just hype. They're part of shaping Shedeur's narrative as he approaches the NFL. Now, let's circle back to the Eagles. Philly isn't just any opponent. They're one of the few franchises that consistently reload rather than rebuild. Their dominance in the NFC has made them a measuring stick for everyone else. To suggest that a rookie quarterback could step in and challenge them isn't just confidence, It's borderline audacious. But that's exactly what makes Deion Sanders who he is. He's never been about playing it safe. He's about challenging the status quo. Let's not forget the family dynamic here. Deion has always been fiercely protective of his sons, whether in defending them from criticism or in amplifying their achievements. His belief in Shedeur is not blind loyalty. It's grounded in his years of experience as both a player and a coach. He knows what greatness looks like, and he's saying out loud that Shedeur has it. Whether the rest of the football world agrees or not, that's now part of the conversation. So what does this mean going forward? For Shedeur, every game will now be scrutinized even more. Analysts will compare his performances against NFL-level defenses and ask, could he do this against the Eagles? For the Eagles, they've just been name-dropped into a story they didn't ask to be part of. But that's the price of being one of the league's best. For fans, it's entertainment gold. We love rivalries, challenges, and bold statements. Deion Sanders gave us all three in just a few words. Whether you think it's fatherly hype, motivational fire, or simply classic Coach Prime, one thing is clear. The conversation around Shedeur Sanders just got bigger. And that's the beauty of the NFL pipeline. College stars aren't just evaluated for their stats. They're weighed against the legends and defenses they'll face in the pros. Deion Sanders has reminded us of that reality, and in doing so, he's put both his son and the Philadelphia Eagles in the spotlight. As the season unfolds, we'll be watching. We'll see how Shedeur handles the pressure, how his game develops, and whether he can live up to the high bar his father has set. And who knows? Maybe one day, the matchup between Shedeur Sanders and the Philadelphia Eagles won't just be a hypothetical, it'll be reality. For now, though, the football world is buzzing with one question: was Deion Sanders simply hyping his son, or did he just give us a glimpse into the future of the NFL? Only time will tell. That's tonight's top story. I'm Roger, and this is NFL Trending. Stay tuned, because in this league, the headlines never stop, and neither do we.